YouTube friends, we're back, and this is going to be the second portion of the FuelTech wiring, and we're hoping it is the last. We've got to sum up what we got going on inside here. Dad's already kind of tinkering with it a little bit. We got to get all this summed up and everything for the motor, to the motor, from the motor, so on and so forth. So we're hoping that we can capture all this within this video and put something together for y'all. So we a little less talking and a little more doing here on this video, and we're just gonna roll with it and get this thing wrapped up, and then we'll roll on to the next thing.
Like that, I guess.
Alright, so we're kind of crimped down in here, but we got all the wires soldered, tape, shrink wrap, and everything together. So what we're doing now is we're gonna cut all the zip ties back off, tape it all together, get that wire in there a little bit tighter, and then we'll put this. Well, we don't have the coating yet for the outside of the wires to make it all clean looking, so we won't be doing that yet. But we're thinking about putting a little tray up here, kind of hold them up, and then we'll zip tie them back. But we got to get everything we need before we finalize the whole setup in here. So we're going to get it kind of cleaned up now and taped, and then we'll look at it and see what we can and can't do with what we have here now. So let's go. Alright, so there's everything the way it's going to be for now. We're not going to tie it all up officially until we ensure that everything is ran here. We're adding more wiring to this car, obviously, so we just want to make sure that nothing's going to make its way across there and we're not bounding something up and needing to bound something else to that. So Definitely a lot cleaner than it was, but still needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I think the only other thing that we may do in here is pop some of these deals that pop through the firewall there. But other than that, I think we're gonna call it for the inside, move under the hood. Alright, we're gonna get to drilling the holes through the firewall here, and I can't tell you how excited I am to get this out of the way, because I don't like drilling on this stuff with finished paint. But we're gonna get them drilled and everything. I think we only got 2 more. There's not another one, I don't think. So I think after these 2, we'll be done drilling the firewall for now. A few different odds and ends that we're gonna have to run wiring straight through, but we'll poke that out in a different location. I think we'll be okay. So we're gonna get these popped through, and yeah, figure out what we're gonna do next.
Good.
I'm through it?
Yeah. Fit in there good.
Perfect.
Alright, do this for me while you got that on there. Take this, put it on there and drill it and mark around it. And I can cut those to fit. If you do the other side, I can see the mark better.
Well, I know, but it's...
You can switch it around after it's done.
No, it's fine. I just don't know if I get up against it. I thought he was done with this show.
Ah, they're showing reruns.
Dang it, Dad.
Didn't mark.
No, it's just his pencil's not pointy enough.
Here, thank you.
Oh, let me sharpen it. You said you had the right size for it too?
Yeah.
That guy's done. So there's a little gap here between this and the firewall, so we made our own little washers, so it'll suck tight up against the firewall. Alright, we're ready.
Yeah, as soon as I find the screwdriver.
Bottom. I ain't drilled the top yet. Bring it on. Which one are you going in?
Be your far right one. Your right one.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Alright.
Let me try another one.
You can.
See anything?
Yeah, I see it moving. There it comes. You just had to pop the rubber out.
Oh, that's crooked.
Alright.
I gave you the nuts, didn't I?
Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. This one.
Get them all the way. Hope I can screw it on there with those screws in there.
I don't know how I got that on there. Alright, so to clarify kind of what we're working on right now, Dad's actually, this is a portion of the electrical, if you will, for the most part, because we had to run some stuff, the TPS to the throttle bodies. So one thing that we got to do on those throttle bodies, obviously we're not running just one big throttle body, we're doing the dual 90 millimeters there. So we got to cap the sides here. The TPS sensor runs to the top right here, and that's a throttle position sensor. That's what it's for. So being as I got two, there will be linkage that we have to make for down here, so they're all running as one, and we got to cap these sides here. So we're just going to make our own caps out of aluminum, and that's what Dad's kind of in the process of doing right now. And while he's doing that, I'm going to be mounting the final stuff that we have to get mounted. EGT module here, and then the boost controller. So we got to get all that. Really, what we've come to conclusion is that there's no perfect way to do this, because either way we're going to have to bound up some wires, and we're going to have to run some wires, and we're going to have to run some braided line and stuff like that. So I don't really feel that there's like a legit amazing perfect scenario to like dampen the amount of stuff that we're going to be running. So I think we're just going to do it where it fits best and where we can get to it pretty good. So that's our plan with that. We also, I know in one of the previous episodes, videos that we rolled out, we were working on the oil pump a little bit. So we're pretty close to finalizing that. You can see we bolted it up, drilled the holes, and it's adjustable. It's not in there perfectly, but to be able to tighten that belt, that new bracket that we made, you can see the adjustment that we have. We can actually get more than that too with it, but that's on and mounted. We're pretty happy with it. It's got to be painted, cleaned up and painted and stuff like that, but it's pretty good there. And man, I'll tell you, like, one of the things that we dealt with is we just kind of came to a somewhat of a stopping point, kind of like slowed it down quite a bit, just due to the fact that we're kind of we were a little confused on some things. So I wrote down some questions. I actually stopped by Larry's shop, I think it was on Tuesday, I believe, and just asked some questions, and he pointed us in the right direction, and everything's finally making sense to the questions that we had. And I'll kind of explain that as we go, and I'll actually show, when I grab some internet service, show a diagram on where we kind of got confused and off track with some of this stuff. But we believe we're kind of back on the right track and rolling again. So I just ordered the relay board and switch panel. So we did that through Speedwire Systems. They make some cool stuff, and we're excited to get that in. Unfortunately, they didn't have any brackets to fit the bar that I have mount the switch panel. So they've got the brackets are at CNC, and I think being sent to anodize right now. So that's kind of on back order, but the rest of the stuff will be in, I think, next week. So I think for the most part, all the electrical stuff's going to be in. I think, other than some nitpicky stuff here and there, like just stuff that comes from the transmission, and we're going to have to run another battery cable from the trunk back up. But I think we got it for the most part. So enough of me talking. Let's get to mounting some of this stuff and continue working on this wiring. Comes down, but that's the one you see. Actually, maybe we should go off the bottom. Probably should. The car's going to be sitting straight, so. Yeah, I'm sure. That's a
aluminum. I don't even know if I brought another pair of jeans, to be honest with you.
Too bad, are they?
Yeah.
Huh?
I might have a blown out crotch. Huh? I need a nut. Oh, I got one. But I need one for that though. Boost.
This? They got me long.
You don't have any?
I'm loaded.
Hang on. I don't know if those are gonna be long enough. Alright, we got her all mounted up. I think the only thing left that we're gonna have to do on this panel now is just drill a couple holes where the stuff pops through. This line could probably go to this hole, so we're good there, but got some braided lines and stuff like that. And I think I want to pop this one through. I'm not 100% sure yet because it actually just exit right through the firewall right there. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet, but pop those through. All these will have braided lines. I think I'm going to 90 those. The tube runs right through here. 90 these, pop them through right here all in one hole, and then these are going to go all different directions, so we'll see where those go. I know obviously one's got to go as a wastegates, but we're good there. So this is going to make everything look nice and clean, and you really won't see any of this stuff under the hood, so that's what's cool about it. And it'll keep our firewall looking nice and clean. Nothing will be up there, and have nothing mounted to the motor plate there. And most of the lines and wiring and everything's going to be underneath the headers and back behind the motor. And obviously there will be some up here in this valley for like the I don't know, the injectors and a couple different things that we'll have up there. And then, yeah, I mean, most stuff is going to be pretty clean, really. So I think it'll look really good. It's well worth taking the time to make this stuff look clean, because I don't want to sit in this car and have to look at a balled up mess of wiring and or have to track something down that we've got to identify where our situation's at. So this way, be a little bit cleaner, but let's keep plucking away at it.
got wet feet.
That's the world. Still raining? Yeah.
That's why I got them on.
Alright, so this is what it looks like. We didn't hook everything back up. I know it's kind of tough to see with the piping with the tubes on there, but this is everything's hooked up. You can see right there. Boost controller. EGT setup right there. There it is. So, got those two on. And then this one might even be tougher to see. Oh, there you go. There's that one. So everything on there's hooked up. And once again, it's all just kind of hand tight right now. We haven't ran everything to it yet, but that is, honestly, it's the first time I've ever seen anything like this way. I've seen little brackets and stuff that were either welded on or bolted on to the top or bottom frame rail, but I've really never seen it like this. Not to say it hadn't been done before, not to say that it's right, not to say that it's wrong, but I really like it, and it was a dang good idea to do the temporary panels, because Dad's been on me about getting the carbon fiber panels made, but we've already drilled some holes that didn't work out, so it's really nice to be able to know that we didn't mess anything up that's going to be permanent. Down there in the corner of that panel, we just cut it off because that's where it pops through the firewall. But on the normal panel, we're just going to slit it. That I can't reach it from here, but here. There's enough wires into this where you can't just pop it through and tuck everything back there. You do a little bit, but we're gonna slit it, make this more carbon. It'll look better. And then we got some relays, 2 more relays. We're lucky to have more room on here. We got 2 more relays, one for the trans brake and the other for the line lock, that are gonna go right there. So, and then here on this panel is gonna be that relay board that comes from speed wire. So, like it, looking good. That's the update. Ready to drill. You're probably wondering what some of you might be wondering what we're welding on and drilling out at this stage of the game in the electrical portion of things, but we've got to, right now what we're doing is we're installing the thermocouplers, EGT Pros, whatever you want to consider it. And we're getting them in the primaries here so we can wire that all into the module there. But this is kind of our jig that we set up, because we kind of want it to be similar all the way through. So we mimicked the head itself here with the board, and We just marked all these on the collector, so they're turned all the same as they are when they're on the head itself. So here's the little ports that you plug the probe into. Obviously you want to ensure that they're the same depth, but we made this little jig. Where'd that little metal piece go? Oh, and we took this little metal piece because we kind of want all these sitting in there the same. Even though you're not really going to see it, still want it to look fairly decent. So what we did was we made it the same angle as the head here, and we took this little piece of metal. It's bent now. It was flat, but we had to get it over here, and screwed it down, marked it the same distance off the head there, and then we screwed it down right here, and then we threaded this end. So obviously you can see the threads there, and we threaded it in so it'd keep it square on there. And they're fairly similar. I know they're not going to be exactly perfect, but one thing that we did was we decided to put them all. Do you have one of these out? No. We decided to put them all on the bottom here. So I think it could have looked pretty cool up top with all these sticking out the top here like this, but it cleans it up just to put them on the bottom. We made sure that we're away from the plugs there, so we'll still have plenty of room because these will actually be hanging down below the plug and shouldn't restrict any access there. But that'll read all our temps, and yeah, should be good to go with that. And that's what we're working on now, and that's what we've been welding on. So we got this side done. Now we just got to do the other side. Well, there they are. Yee yee. All right, so I'm moving on to the next one. I just want to explain kind of how we're getting center for these little ports for the probes to go into. So if you notice, this is pretty squared off here. So I'm laying this flat down on a table like this, and then I've marked, these are 2.5 inch primaries. So I've put my marks here, one here, 2.5 inches across from center. You're looking right here at 1.25 inches. So then I'm taking that mark back to right there. This is from the head. I'm going back 1.5 inches. So I want it to be between right around anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches away. So we went with 1.5 inches, a little bit more flat out here for all 4. If you take them all together, that's probably one of the flattest spots in the primary. So come back 1.5 inches here, and what I've done is I've taken this from center, and then I followed this line. I don't know if you can see that on there, kind of up and around, and then there's my mark. So from here to where the head's gonna be, that's 1.5 inches back. So we'll nail set it, drill it, all 4 of them, and put the ports in, weld them up. Bingo. Here are the thermocouples. I got all 4 of them in there and mounted, and it's a good thing that I'm having a hard time even showing you, because that means it's low key and you can't hardly see it. So I am glad that we mounted those thermocouples on the bottom instead of on the top. Right now they're just kind of hanging out in there because we ran those over to our EGT right there, EGT module. So what I'm gonna do now is actually I just got a sheet of carbon in, because there's some stuff in here that's gonna have to be run permanently. So I got a sheet of carbon in, and I'm gonna start swapping these panels that I made. You can see the carbon here. Got some film on it right now, but about 1/8 of an inch thick carbon. So I'm gonna get all those panels out of there, put them on there, mock it all up, and then we got a couple other goodies. So we got my switch panel, and then relay boards through speed wire. So they hooked us up. Beautiful products, and I'm excited to get it in there. Only thing is they still had, so for the tube size that I needed to mount it to the tube, they actually didn't have any available at the time. They were still waiting to go to anodization, so they went ahead and sent this over for me so I could start working with it, start putting it in the car and maybe wiring a little bit, and then the those clamps will kind of, brackets will come in here before too long, hopefully. But either way, I'm gonna start wiring this up. I'm actually first gonna mount it. First, actually gonna cut the carbon, and then we'll fit this up, get it where I want, and mount it up, and then start running wire into it. So really excited. Those guys have been great, man. They hooked us up, and couldn't be more pleased with the way everything looks. So it's all labeled. They sent some great instructions with everything. And for guys like myself, when it comes to wiring, these are the things that I need. Straightforward information. And it's definitely going to help us out. Sent some cool stickers in there as well with their logo on it. So shout out to these guys here at Speedwire. Some cool stuff. Excited to get it in.
All right, there it is. So that's a wrap for this video. We hope y'all enjoyed it, and we want y'all to let us know in the comments down below what you thought, whether you liked it or not, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, I am not in the shop. I'm here in my garage. Car's behind me right here. That video, the footage was actually filmed quite a while ago. So last winter rolling into spring. So you're talking 2020 into 2021. So right now at this name in the game, we are a lot further. So we are, for something for you all to look forward to, that we are really looking forward to, is we're really close to turning this thing over. So right here, right now, we still got a lot of footage out there that we're gonna put some videos together. I think enough footage, if I had to guess, for 4 to 5 more videos. So we hope you like this one. It was a part of the wiring process. We threw a couple other things in there as well. As you can see, we're probably going to have one more video with wiring. The FuelTech stuff is virtually done. We got some stuff that ties into that FuelTech systems and the wiring harness and stuff like that, which I made a comment in this video that we would show a diagram, and I didn't, and I'm not going to. Potentially, don't hold me to this because I'm not holding myself to it, but potentially in the next video we'll show that diagram and kind of where we got confused
and the solution, if you will. It was all in relation to the inputs and outputs and how to tie, you know, things like the line lock, boost controller, the trans brake, stuff like that into the FuelTech system. So into the inputs and outputs there. And we'll kind of show a diagram. It's a pretty simple diagram. It doesn't go into all the details that it takes to wire it. Just kind of an overview on the main stuff that you're going to tie in and how to work all that. So we'll try and show that diagram in the next video, but our next video is not going to be that one. It will not be the wiring, the finished process and the wiring. The next video is most likely going to be the plumbing portion of things. And then after that, we're going to roll into another pretty cool one that is in the relation. It's more going to be a how-to. We did a lot of polishing on this thing in the engine compartment. So valve covers, turbo compressor, headers, radiator, stuff like that we polished. We shined up aluminum and stainless. So we're going to do a pretty cool video there and a before and after and what it looked like before and after the polishing process. So it looks killer. And we're going to share that with y'all. And then we're going to do probably a short video of the small plumbing stuff. So where you tie your wastegates into your boost controller, wastegates to the compressor, blow-off valves into manifolds, stuff like that. But it's already done. So it's going to be more of a, this is how we did it. This is where it runs. This is what works what, so on and so forth. So we'll do that video, and then we're going to finish up with electrical, and then hopefully after that we can roll into turning this thing over and showing y'all it running. So that's extremely exciting, and we're looking forward to it just as much as y'all are. And then after that, we're approaching winter again, so I don't know what the next step's going to be. Right now at this current time, our number one goal is to get it running and then kind of go from there. But you know, hopefully right after that, obviously we're going to be running the car, so hopefully do some testing with it and stuff like that, and we're looking forward to sharing that on the video. So that's kind of where we're at right now at this current state with the video process, so on and so forth. So what we need from you is to help us out, the channel out there. Please share it as much as you can, like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification button as well on the video. It can really help out, and we want to keep rolling these things out. We like having you all along in this journey with us, and you know, we want to get them rolled out quicker. And I know I've stated this in other videos, but we want to get them rolled out as quickly as we can. It's just, it is tough. We got day jobs as well, and any second that we get, we're working on the car, and we're filming while we do so, but editing the videos between working on the car and filming, it's pretty time consuming. So we do the best that we can, but one thing that's definitely going to help and allow us to give more attention to the channel is you know, getting those subscribers, having you help us out by sharing the channel, so on and so forth. And we're blessed to have you, and blessed to have you along with us in this journey. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a part, and we're glad to have you. So either way, we're going to conclude with that, and like always, God bless to each and every one of y'all. We hope you're having a blessed, wonderful day, week, weekend, and we can't wait to see you on the next one. So stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly.